Welcome back to the Noon News. Well, as we begin this new year, there is still time to register for next week's hemp workshop that will be in Great Falls on Tuesday, January 7th at the Times Square building. The workshop is hosted by the Montana Farmers Union and will provide updates on marketing, processing, and growing hemp here in the Big Sky State.
We have Andy Gray, who's in charge of the hemp program from Montana Department of Ag. He'll start it off by presenting an update on hemp here in Montana and the new rules and regulations that the USDA have come up with. Then we're going to have some producers that are going to discuss their experiences with growing hemp this last season. You know, this is an opportunity for them to see firsthand from growers that grew it last year and to visit with them, ask them questions about the good, bad, and ugly of growing hemp. And then there's also going to be buyers there and processors there. So it's an opportunity to visit with them and possibly get a contract.
Now, the workshop is geared towards hemp producers and is at no cost. It will run from 10 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. this coming Tuesday. Lunch will be provided, but please register by tomorrow, January 3rd, for an accurate meal count. For more information, just visit MontanaFarmersUnion.com. In other news now, CoBank says it isn't just farmers that saw lower cash returns in 2019. Grain elevators will also see their profit margins drop compared to the previous year. The lower returns are blamed on a higher basis for corn, soybeans, and wheat. And in addition to having to buy a more expensive basis, grain elevators are offering farmers incentives to sell bushels, such as lower rates on storage, free delayed pricing, and free grain drying. Lower quality and high moisture grain coming in from wet fields around rural America also boost elevator costs. Propane shortages in 2019 also continued to put a damper on elevator revenue. As if that's not enough, drying wet grain can lead commodity shrinkage, which adds to lost bushels and higher costs for elevators as well. CoBank says these challenges from 2019 will likely carry into the new year. Grain elevator margins will get squeezed in 2020 by the tightness in basis, diminishing carries in the futures market, and many other challenges from low test weight and high moisture grain. Don't go too far. We'll have more after these words. Back this afternoon on New Year's Day, we see that the Montana Ag Network here, we shared a few of the highlights of the 2019 year and events that impacted agriculture. It started off with 2019's address by President Trump at the American Farm Bureau Convention in New Orleans last January. And it also covered the unpredictable weather that occurred throughout 2019 impacting producers, along with discussing agricultural trade, and also highlights a few of the agriculture organizations here in the state along with their conventions. So if you didn't get a chance to watch that this week, you can find it on this TV's station website or on the Montana Ag Network Facebook page. And finally today, USDA's National Ag Statistics Service will spend several months here in 2020 gathering information about farm economics and production practices from farmers and ranchers across the mountain states, including Montana, as the agency conducts the third and final phase of the 2019 Ag Resource Management Survey. So be looking out for that survey from USDA. Well, that's all the time we have for today. We'll send it back over to the news desk.